Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Flat Broke Outdoors. It is time to get back in the woods, do us a little camping, see what we can get into. I bet the weather's unseasonably warm right now. It's let me see, hold on. Well, my truck thermometer says it's 66 degrees. I don't believe it's quite 66, but it's probably somewhere close. But I kind of want to get down by the water, down. If you're new to the channel, you probably haven't seen it. I think I've camped there one other time, but it was several months back. But I'm going to try to get down there and see if there's anybody in that camping spot. There's only truly one spot down there in that particular area. And it's a little bit of a drive, but I want to get down there and see if we can camp there for a few days. I'd like to stay at least 2 days so we can get some good stuff going. So anyway, I will see y'all down there. All right, everybody, we made it. We're kind of halfway up the mountain. Actually, we up the mountain and down off to the side, down in the valley. Those of y'all who have been with me for a while have probably been here, or at least seen the video. Probably hadn't been here, but anyway, this is down on the creek. I think somewhere back in the summer I was here. I'd have to go back and look at my videos, but it's a really nice spot. It's a beautiful place. Let's see here. So let me get around here. There's the setup, and then we have that concrete pad over there where we'll set up all of our kitchen area and that kind of stuff. There's a good fire pit over there. It just needs a little cleaning up. I don't know. I bet there was probably people camped back here during deer season. But, and the reason I kind of picked this place is because, A, we haven't been back here in the fall or the winter time. I guess it's winter time now, middle of December. But anyway, I personally have never been back here this time of year, so I thought it'd be nice to come check it out. So those of you who are new to the channel, let's take a walk down to the creek. Pretty good trail. See some horse tracks. So somebody's been riding horses down here. If you're horse people, this would be a beautiful place to ride horses. The creek is down so low. It's actually supposed to rain tonight and most of the day tomorrow, from what the weatherman told me. So tomorrow we'll get to see probably a whole lot more water in here. I can't believe it's so warm. It's got to be somewhere around the 60-degree mark. And if y'all ever get a chance to get to my neck of the woods, you definitely want to camp here, especially in the summertime, because a lot of these, I don't know if the video is doing it any justice or not, but the darker spots, those are really deep holes and the water's not super swift, so you can actually do some swimming. It would appear there's been some folks down here, they got it dammed up kind of right there so they can make this pool a little deeper. But that's probably been a while. It's not cold right now, but we have had some really cold weather for this area. But anyway, I got to get that camp set up. I've got roughly about 3 hours of daylight left. So I'm going to leave y'all here at the creek and go set that camp up. And then I'll get back with y'all after a while. Hey everybody, welcome back. I got camp all set up, about as good as I'm going to do this time. You kind of see it there in the background a little bit. Got a little wood there under the tarp. Since it's supposed to rain, I don't want all my wood to be soaked up. And back here, I've got some wood ready to start a fire. And I figured I took a little time to make a cup of coffee. So just kind of maybe walk down to the water right quick. We still got just a little while before the sun goes down. And I tell you, there's been several more horses coming through. There was two people, a man and a woman, and they were leading a horse that was, completely outfitted. It was saddled and everything. I don't know if they lost somebody along the way or what that status was, but I tell you, there's just something about moving water that's really pretty cool. The sound of it, it makes you sleep good, just feel good about being here. And then them horses make some deep tracks. Let me turn around here where y'all can see that water in the background. Pretty cool. I'm gonna have to switch paws with y'all right quick. My shoulder can't hardly hold that out like that. Hang on, we're having technical difficulty. Cameraman ain't doing his job. All right, just a little better. Boy, that was killing my shoulder. The scenery here is very cool. Can't believe we're getting this kind of weather in the middle of December. I wish all y'all could enjoy this kind of weather. It's just cool enough where you could have a fire and not be mad about it. You do a whole lot more cooking over the fire than you can in the summertime. We'll make our way back up to the camp here. If I can keep from falling in one of these horse tracks. Hey y'all, welcome back. It's about time to get this fire started. The sun's about down behind the mountains, so it's starting to cool off pretty good. We got, like I said earlier, we have those, jalapeno cheddar sausages for supper we're going to roast. So I figure we might as well go ahead and get this thing cranked up. I can find all my pieces and parts here. Let's see if we can do this again. There we go. Hey, we might be able to become a Boy Scout yet. Who knew we had the ability to be so primitive? Trying to get my teepee situated here. All right, everybody, time to get these sausages cooked. I was just checking out a YouTube video. Butch over at Before It's Too Late recently acquired an old step van that hasn't been started or moved in years. And on the video, he skeeted a little starting fluid down the hatch, and the thing cranked right up and purred like a kitten on that old gas. He didn't even put fresh gas in it. It just cranked right up. I'm sure he'll find some gremlins in it, along the way, but man, it's a great start for sure. So that's a heck of a project. He's pretty crafty. I'm sure he'll have that thing looking good and ready to camp in no time. Tell you, it's been a really nice evening so far. It's starting to get a little bit dark, but nothing. Excuse me. Not too bad yet. It's still, I mean, it's a little cool, but it's not horrible. Haven't made me find my jacket yet, which I probably should dig it out of the truck before it gets too late. But I thought while I had a little daylight left, enough to do some filming without my my magic video light, I would get these cooked, and I'm not going to make anything with them. I'm just going to eat these caveman style and enjoy it. I think I had a hamburger for lunch. It was really good, but it seems like it was a long time ago. I was starting to get hungry watching this fire burn down. It started sprinkling a little bit on me probably about 20 minutes ago, It only lasted for a few minutes, and it just was a sprinkle. It wasn't nothing. The weatherman said it was gonna rain tonight and tomorrow some, but he didn't really say what time it was gonna start. I thought I was gonna be out here cooking my sausages in the rain, which I would have. There's nothing like cooking these things over the fire. It adds a flavor to it that you cannot replicate any other way. No matter what it is, cooking on the fire is definitely the way to go. The wind is really giving us a break compared to the last trip out. That wind just did not slack up at all. But there's not even a breeze right now. I don't know when the storm comes through if it'll kick up or not. It would be nice if it's gonna rain that it would just be a straight rain instead of all that blowing and wind and whatever. I'm giving the old rooftop tent a break this trip. I actually swiped the TV out of the bedroom in my camper and put in this camper. It's just a small TV, but it has a built-in DVD player. So I brought some DVDs. Man, the smoke is right in my eyes. Goodness gracious. Whew. Anyway, so if it starts to rain, at least I got something to take, keep my mind occupied. I do have cell service here, but it's very sketchy, and it took, I don't know, it seemed like 10 minutes for YouTube to load earlier when I was trying to see if there was any new videos out. I tell you that project that Butch is going to be working on, that's very interesting to me. I really like that camper that I put together, but having everything in one unit like that, it's really pretty cool. It's starting to rain on me now. I probably should have never brought it up. I probably jinxed myself. Oh, that's so crazy. Well, my doggity dogs are busting open. I hope all my cheese don't leak out. I wonder how long this little raggedy telescoping hot dog stick's going to last me. I've used it quite a lot over the last couple of months, and it's hanging in there, but it's pretty weak. I have a really sturdy one, but I added a piece of conduit to it and made it about 6 or 7 feet long, so you can use it in the summertime. You can get way back from the fire and still roast whatever you want to roast. I guess I need to get another one. I do have a pie iron that I was going to cook. I was going to make something in it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make. I'm trying not to eat a bunch of old fattening junk. Sitting around with especially during the time I was dormant because of my shoulder. I feel like I must have put on 25 pounds. So I'm trying to get rid of all that. So trying to stay away from the sweets and the bread, and I don't drink Cokes or anything like that anyway. For me, it's just water and coffee. But I can walk by a piece of pie and gain 5 pounds. So the older you get, the harder it is to keep it off. But anyway, I'll try to steer clear of that stuff. Tomorrow, as long as it's not storming and I can have a fire, well, even if I can't have a fire, I'll cook it on the coaling stove, but I'm going to make a beef stew. My wife was kind enough to mix me up all the ingredients as far as the dry ingredients and put them in a jar for me. And I think she actually made enough for 2 or 3 beef stews, so that's pretty good. I'll have extra to keep in my kitchen box. She's very good at putting dry ingredients together, like fajita mix, and she makes chili powder, all kinds of stuff. Something I never really took time to do other than making barbecue rubs. I always, for years and years, I've made my own barbecue rubs, but I don't really barbecue like I used to. I used to do it 2 or 3 times a week for lots of people, but just pretty rare now that I even fire my smoker up. I still enjoy it, but my wife doesn't really eat meat, so when you're cooking just for one person, it seems like a waste of time. I still do it every now and then. I'll smoke a rack of ribs or a pork loin or something of that nature. Every now and then I'll make some pulled pork, but not nearly like I used to. But camping, I get an opportunity to do some extra cooking. I'm scheming on making something that will, the tripod I made last week, it was on my last video and it's sitting right behind me. But I was watching, I think it was Kenny of All Trades on YouTube, and another, it's a company I think they're out of Minnesota, up where he lives. But anyway, they have this attachment. It looks like a cone, sort of, and it goes around. He has a round grill on his, and it goes around it. And anyway, you can check his channel out, Kenny of All Trades. That dude's like the Bob Ross of camping. He's really cool. Makes great videos. Good drone footage. I think he's just a good old boy from Minnesota. And now I think he's doing a little ice fishing. But anyway, that smoker that somebody sent him, that thing is the cat's meow. So I'm not going to build anything elaborate like that, but I'm going to figure out some way to do it, because I think he might have did a turkey in his. I think he did. Anyway, it made me want to make something like that, so that'll be a project. And I think I might even be able to accomplish the mission with some heavy-duty aluminum foil, but I don't know. I'll try it. Maybe sometime when I do a collab video with another YouTuber or something, maybe I'll do it. That way there's at least another person to feed. Oh, my dogs are looking good, folks. I think I'm going to go ahead and call these done and drag them through a little barbecue sauce and eat, and I will get back with y'all in just a little while. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's not quite daylight yet. You can probably see to get around without poking your eye out with a stick, but it's not really quite daylight. But I'm going to get some coffee water going here. Bear with me for a second. It was a good night. It was nice, and actually didn't get really cold at all. It was a little chilly, but I didn't need the heater all night long, so that was a bonus. A lot warmer than it was on the last trip, for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna get this coffee going. Try to get a fire started over there. It rained for, I don't know, light rain last night for a few hours, I guess. A couple different showers, but it didn't really wet anything up too bad, and there was no wind or anything to go along with it. So we're in pretty good shape. It's not real muddy around the fire area. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here, get this coffee fixed up, get a fire going, and I'll get back with y'all when it's time to cook some breakfast. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time for breakfast. I've kind of been dragging my feet this morning. I sat around that campfire for far too long, but I forgot to cook breakfast. But got my pan heating up good. Got me some coffee on here. Get this sausage in here right quick. I tell you what, I walked up here and started this about 5 minutes ago, and got my camera on and rolling, and forgot to turn my mic on. So I shot about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes of video and 0 audio. So not the first time I've ever done that, and probably not going to be the last. But I'm always doing something crazy. Last night I took a little video and noticed that the battery was down on my on my mic. On my last camping trip, I lost a piece of my mic system that hooks to my phone or to my camera, and I don't know, when I was packing up my camp, I don't know, misplaced it somewhere. It fell out of my pocket. But anyway, so my wife bought me a new set for Christmas, and I took it out of the box, looked at it, everything. It was just like my old one, and they were on sale for half price. So, lucky her. Anyway, so I get here and I get everything all hitched up. Boy, I'm just, making all kind of video, and I noticed that the mic wasn't on. I'm like, what in the world? So come to find out, there's a little piece of tape over the contact points on the mic where they fit into the charging case. Those little contact points touch the charger and it charges the mics. Well, they have that tape over them, I guess, so they don't charge, while they're boxed or in shipping or whatever. Anyway, once I discovered that and got those mics charging, I was back in business. But it's always something small. I'm obviously not a videographer, and I don't know zippity doo about any of this stuff. I just like making videos, and I like to camp, so I put the two together, and here we are. But anyway, a while ago when I was making a silent film, I was watching a video of Butch's. His channel is Before It's Too Late. On one of his camping trips, him and his wife had put together some coffee bags. They took coffee filters, filled them full of the proper amount of coffee, and tied them with butcher's twine. And I thought, man, that's a pretty good idea. So I finally made my way to the Walmart store and got some coffee filters and butcher's twine. So I'm going to try to do that. I might make it that way this afternoon or maybe in the morning, but it just looked like something I wanted to try. So I'm going to give that a shot. See how that turns out. I don't think it can go wrong. And then last night I was watching a video of a fella. He was making fire starters, and he was doing a comparison to some that he had bought. I don't know if it was another YouTuber or some outdoor channel, something. Anyway, so for the price that he paid for not very many of them, I think there might have been 12 or 20 of them in a bag or whatever it was about $15. So he bought all the stuff to make it, and which I think he spent just under the $15. It was like $13 that he spent, and he made 300 of them. So I might give that a shot coming up. Not that I need fire starters. When you're camping out like this, you can gather up enough stuff to start a fire in about 20 seconds. Even if it's been raining, like, you know, it rained last night for, I don't know, off and on all night long. But, you know, if you can get down underneath what's wet on top, you can still find plenty of tinder to start a fire with. I didn't have any struggle doing that this morning. But anyway, I'm going to make some just for fun, something to do. You know, I had somebody comment on one of my videos about, you know, sometimes I use this non-stick pan, especially if I don't need a big cast iron skillet for whatever I'm cooking. But anyway, he made the comment I was using a metal spatula in a non-stick pan. Well, this particular non-stick pan, one of their selling points is you can use metal utensils in it. I don't know that I wouldn't try it with all of them, but it seems to work pretty good with this one. But anyway, I got this sausage cooking, and then I'm going to make some scrambled eggs with peppers and onions in it. So I'll bring y'all back for that, and we'll get this breakfast finished up. Hey y'all, welcome back. We got the peppers and the onions sauteed here in the skillet. I'm gonna crack a couple of chicken eggs in here to finish this jewel off with. Alright, I'm gonna scramble these guys up because that's the way I prefer them. Especially if there's a little something mixed in with them. I tell you, it is just a lazy day today. I don't know if it wants to rain steady or just drizzle or what it wants to do. I was sitting out by the fire for a while and it was drizzling just hard enough to start making my jacket wet. But it's fairly warm out, so I took that jacket off. I think the jacket's waterproof, so it was only the outside of it that was wet. But it wasn't the same. So I thought, man, I better get this breakfast moving or I won't have that part of the video because it won't be too long before I start that beef stew. And I guess it depends on when I start it. We may have that for lunch, and then I think I may have some boneless pork ribs for supper in the refrigerator. So I'm excited about that. We'll try to, as long as it's not raining too much, we'll do them over the fire. I did bring my little grate that goes over right in the fire. So I don't know that we'll use that tripod for that. I don't think we probably will, but at any rate, we're not going to starve to death. I think we've got plenty of food for sure. All right, folks, this is about done, so I'm going to just let it finish up for a second and then plate it up, and I'm going to eat breakfast. And I will bring you all back. I want to find something more exciting. Hey everybody, welcome back. Just getting this stew meat ready. Just flouring it up before I can get it in this skillet of hot oil that I've had heating up for a second here. Just trying to get everything coated good. See, my wife got me this high-speed apron so I quit getting flour all over myself when I'm making biscuits and different things. I usually end up covered in flour, unfortunately. All right, well, get this stuff in here and get it cooking. It's a little bit after lunch now, but I was down messing around in the creek, and one of the things I like to do in a camp spot is just comb the area for stuff that other people had forgotten, they left laying around. What I normally find is a pocket full of change and tent stakes. Seems to be like somebody is always leaving some tent stakes around. I try not to ever leave any tent stakes. The good ones are expensive, of course. I don't usually find good ones. I find them old El Cheapos that come with the Walmart tents, but I always got my eye out. All right. Trying to get every little piece of meat out of here. I believe we have accomplished that mission. All right, let me get all the flour off my paws. All right, y'all. I'll gonna give this meat 10 minutes or so to brown, and then we'll carry on besides that. Hey, y'all, welcome back. I got the stew meat in here simmering. I'm gonna try to cook it down to where it's really pretty tender before I put all the other fixings in with it. I want to show y'all something. I've been seeing this on YouTube for I don't know how long. I've been percolating coffee in a pot like this for 30 years. And I've never seen anybody use a filter in one, but I've been seeing it lately, and I told myself I have got to try that. So I bought a box of Bunn filters, and I bought the Bunns because they allow water and coffee to travel through them faster, because the Bunn coffee makers work so fast. I don't know that what I do know is if you put like a Mr. Coffee filter in a Bunn coffee maker, you're about to have a mess, because the water comes through faster than the filter will allow it to go through, so it runs out the sides. But anyway, I am going to stab this in here. Just make a little hole. I'll probably use both of my hands for this. We'll let it go right down over the tube. And we're going to see how this works. Get my coffee over here. We'll shovel some in here. Voila. All right, we're going to say that was the perfect amount. Get all this rustled around here. Excuse me. Man, I ain't good at juggling that coffee pot. Get some water in here. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a couple of months now, and I just kept forgetting. I don't have coffee filters at home because I use pour over, so I just don't keep coffee filters at home. Oh, I got a mess going on here. All right, we're going to try to get this down on there. Put this in the pot. Just fire it up here. All right, we're going to let that do what coffee does. Y'all stay tuned, and I'll bring you back when it's finished. Hey everybody, welcome back. The beef stew turned out extremely good. So I ate some of that and cleaned everything up. Had quite a bit of leftover. Take home with me tomorrow, I guess. Uh, the coffee filter in the percolator. Now that was a surprise. It worked every bit as good as the people said it did, the ones I've been watching on YouTube. That, man, it really cleans that coffee up. If you've been making, if you don't grind your own beans, if you just buy your coffee in the store, it's very finely ground, so it ends up going through that strainer in the percolator. But with that coffee filter, man, that made all the difference in the world. I didn't make those coffee bags out of the filters that I had talked about. I just didn't do it. I spent some time down on the water and just messing around here, so I didn't get that done, but I will do it. I'll probably do it at home and just bring the finished product with me rather than trying to do it here, but I do think that that'll be a neat way to make coffee too, so I'm gonna give it a shot. But just putting the coffee filter in the percolator, it made all the difference for sure. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like tonight. It might rain. I know the wind is kicking up something fierce out here, but it's kind of above me. I can hear it, I guess, because I'm down in this river bottom or valley or whatever you call it in the mountains, that it's not really getting on me very good right here, but I can definitely hear it picking up. And I did have a truck come through just a little bit ago. I don't know. They went on past me. There's nothing back there. The road just dead ends in a circle drive, not a half a city block from where I'm standing. So, but I'm sure they're just probably riding around, seeing the sights. But anyway, I don't know if it's supposed to rain more tonight. I don't think it is. But like I said, I haven't seen a forecast since I've been down here. The data on my phone is really sketchy down in this valley. Every now and then I can get YouTube to pop up, but not just anytime I want it to. But all in all, it's been a good day. And I'm going to leave tomorrow, probably after coffee. I'm not going to be in a huge hurry. I don't think the weather's supposed to be bad at all tomorrow. It's been surprisingly warm the whole time I've been here. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to squeeze in one more camping trip before Christmas. Christmas is, I guess, next week's Christmas week. So, or no, I call it Christmas week. It's not really, because Christmas is the following Monday, I believe. But anyway, if I can squeeze in a couple of days there, that would be good. Because I know right leading up to Christmas, my wife would be mad at me if I tried to go camping. So nobody wants that, right? So I guess I'm just gonna hang out around the fire and burn up all the wood I have left. I probably won't even build a fire in the morning, but I am gonna leave fairly early, not in a big rush, but I'll probably cook a little breakfast and then pack all this stuff up. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here and just chill out by the fire, and I will get back with y'all in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is morning of day 3. I don't. It's probably. Well, let me tell you what time it is. About 5:30. Anyway, I'm gonna make some coffee, and I thought I would show y'all how I do it with this coffee filter, just in case you haven't seen the other hundreds of people doing it on YouTube. And maybe you've been doing it this way for a long time, but I have not. I did it yesterday for the first time, and it worked out really well. So we're gonna do it again. It didn't get bitter cold last night. It got down to just right about freezing, about 32 degrees. So it wasn't horrible. I didn't use my diesel heater last night, so I didn't get cold at all. But I have a sleeping bag and a comforter. All right, little hole there. Set that bad boy in there like that. Get rid of this. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna give that time to percolate for a while, and I'll bring y'all back. Hey everybody, welcome back. As much as I hate to, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I've got everything pretty much picked up. The only thing left to do is put my chair away and put some water on this fire so it doesn't take a notion and spread. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been a nice weekend and decent weather, and it looks like today's going to be a nice one. I hate to leave, but it's time to go. I will be back next week for another episode of Flat Broke Outdoors, so thanks for hanging with me.